When starting our budgeting journey, we usually talk about how we are going to discipline ourselves and restrict ourselves when it comes down to the way that we spend money. But what about finding money for the things that we love? Our hobbies, our entertainment, or just our pure enjoyment. I believe that when we don't create that space to budget for the things that we love, we get tired on our budgeting journey and we usually fall off. We start binging, we start spending too much, and then we beat ourselves up because we have spent too much money. So today we are going to talk about how to budget for the things that you love to do. We are going to discuss 7 ways that you can start to budget for fun. So let's go ahead and get started. So the very first thing that you need to do is, of course, cover all of your expenses. Before we start talking about all the fun ways that we want to spend our money, we have to have our expenses covered first. It's going to be challenging to spend all the money that you want on the things that you love if you're stressed out over your monthly bills. So we have to write those down and cover those first. Be responsible and make sure that we have what we need for our basic survival. Once you have all of those covered, then of course we can start looking at all of the fun ways that we want to spend our money. But knowing those basics, knowing exactly how much you need in order to cover those expenses are the very first thing that you need to do in order to set up the budget that you love and start spending your money the way that you want to. So now that you have all of your fixed expenses covered, all of the bills are paid, the second thing that you're going to want to do is pick the top 3 things that you love to spend your money on and prioritize them. So how do you love to spend your money? I will use myself as an example. I love stationery. I love food. I love shopping. I love to travel. I love home organization products. I love beauty products. So the first thing that I like to do is prioritize the things that I love most. If I had to put these things in order, my number 1 would be eating out and dining out. We love food the most. 2 would be stationery. 3, experiences like going to the spa. Number 4 would be shopping, and then 5 would be beauty products. But I know that we love dining out more than anything else on this list. We love the experience of dining out. We love trying different foods, trying new restaurants. So we prioritize dining out in our budget. It's the number 1 way that we love to spend our money. I encourage you to do the same. Pull out a blank sheet of paper, brain dump all of the things that you love to do, all of the ways that you love to spend your money, and then prioritize it. Put a 1 next to the place that you love to spend it the most, 2, 3, and so on. This process will help you to be more conscious about how you love to spend your money and what you actually really love to do. The third thing that you need to do after you have your list of priorities is calculate how much you are currently spending on those things. Look at your bank statements and see how much you are currently spending on those particular things that you have written down. And this may also help you figure out what your overall priorities are, because you may think that you love eating out the most, but when you actually look at your bank statements, you may be shopping more than you are eating out. So this process will definitely help you figure out how you are spending your money, how much you are currently spending, and if your list of priorities match your actual spending. So you may have your set amounts that you are currently spending, but you could be overspending your budget. So the fourth thing that you need to do is actually set the amounts for each category based on how much you have left after you have paid your bills. So let's say you have paid all of your bills, you have put some money in savings, you have already set some money aside for investing, and you have $500 left for the month. This is allocated to your fun money, and your fun money can be divided up by the things that you love, by those priorities that you listed. So for instance, if it's food, I would put $250 to food because it's my number 1 priority. Then stationery stationery would be $50, experiences would be $100, and shopping $100. That would be all $500 that I have left over, and I have allocated out until the things that I absolutely love to do. So the fifth thing that you are going to do is set rules on how you're going to spend the money to make sure that you don't spend too much too soon. So you have $500 that needs to last you in all of these categories for the entire month. The best way to make sure that you don't overspend is by setting rules in your particular categories. So for instance, with us, we will eat out on Fridays, and that makes sure that we don't eat out too many times at the beginning of the month and run out of money too quickly. I purchase my Amazon cart every 2 weeks. I go to the nail shop once a month. I go to the mall every other month. So having these rules around my spending habits make sure that I don't spend too much too soon or overspend the budget that I have set in place. So you may want to play around with it and figure out what your rules are going to be for yourself. You want to make them flexible so that you can still enjoy your money, but still set some boundaries for yourself, because you know these are the fun things that we love to spend our money on, so we don't want to spend it too much too soon too fast. The sixth thing that you want to do is evaluate if you are spending your money on habits or hobbies. If it's a hobby, it's something that brings you joy. You will usually look back on the experience with fondness. You won't mind that you spent the money, and it is a great memory. But if you have developed bad money habits, then usually you will regret your purchases. You will look back on your transactions with annoyance and wish you wouldn't have spent the money at all. This is an important part of this entire process, because the point of this is to make sure that you are spending your money on the things that you absolutely love to do. So if you're spending money and you don't remember where it went, you don't have a memory that is of fondness, you're actually annoyed with the way that you are currently spending it, then it could just be bad money habits that you have, or something that is triggering you that is causing you to spend money in a way that you don't actually enjoy. So make sure that you are paying attention to exactly how you are spending your money and that you truly love it. Other than that, you definitely want to work on your habits, and you can check out this video on how to get over those bad spending habits. And the seventh thing that you need to do is adjust your budget as you learn. So as you learn your own spending habits, as you keep doing this process each and every month, you will learn more and more about yourself, more and more about how you love to spend money. And you will have months where you switch up your priorities. I know that I have certain months where I do prioritize shopping over food. So I do switch it up from time to time, just based on what's going on in my life. And you will learn how to do the same once you learn your spending habits and the certain things that you love to do. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have any additional tips, please leave them in the comments below. You guys know I love to hear from you all, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.